Hey everybody, thanks for joining me. I wanted to show you this Pathfinder stainless steel French press for making coffee. It's 48-ounce stainless steel pot, and it's got big batwing handles. It's got the plunger that's removable, so if you don't want to have it in there and just make cowboy coffee or make food in it or anything like that, you can still use the lid. My buddy Adam bought me this. I think he found out that I lost the lid to my other French press, and I'd had it for a few years, and this is a replacement that he cared enough to buy me as a gift. So you see the plunger comes out, the lid can still be used. The bottom comes off to make it easier to pack if you want to carry it a different way. And just wait till you see the lid on this pot. It has a little D-ring, but the D-ring doesn't stand up. It doesn't stay standing up, and I think that's because it has the French press rod that goes down the middle of it. That's okay. I always can stick a piece of wood in there or something like that to hold it up. I'm going to use this Reflectix material to make a Koozie for this because I use this kind of a coffee pot in the winter time a lot. And in Minnesota, when it's very cold, the coffee does not stay warm very long. And I might be using a gas stove and not be cooking over the fire. And sometimes it's hard to have enough wood to keep a campfire going for so much of the day. So this Koozie will keep it warm long enough for me to actually drink that 48 ounces of coffee, I hope. So I mark it out on this Reflectix. Gonna cut it off right here, and I just use scissors to cut this stuff. It's just kind of a plasticky foil stuff like Mylar with bubble wrap in the middle, if you're not familiar with that kind of material. And then I'll just let you watch me wrap this thing up, I suppose. So I'm going to tap this up a little bit so that the plastic of the Koozie is not right up by the lip of the pot. And I've built a lot of these little Koozies for different things, and just learned that I can trim this bottom off real easy like this. But what I've never done before is what I'm about to do here. I want to remove some of that bubble wrap to make this joint a little bit thinner. So I'm going to cut the one side of that out. So I've never done this before, but I thought about it the last time I made a Koozie, because wherever that overlaps is just a big bulky spot. So I'm going to use my little blade on my Swiss Army knife, and I keep that little booger sharp, and it just slices through there. So I'm going to cut the one layer of Mylar, and then I'm going to cut the bubble wrap to make a spot for it to overlap. So right here where this handle is, I want to make a slot so that the batwing handles can stick out. And so I'm going to mark that here. And we'll just have a feel down here to see where the bottom of those hinges is at. Yeah, there they are. And we'll just mark it right there. And then there's going to be this rectangle that we can cut out after a bit here. And X. I'm not going to cut it out right now, but we'll cut it out in a few minutes. First, I want to fold this over and put that joint together. And I've got this really shiny silver duct tape. It's the same as the foil. Once you put it on, you can barely even see it. Cuts pretty easy with scissors. Of course, you can tear duct tape, but I don't recommend it for jobs like this because it makes it kind of pucker. Now I'm noticing that that cut is not very square, so I'm going to trim it up just a skosh. And then we can tape this thing together, and that'll make the loop around the pot. Now I'm just going to cut these at a little bit of an angle and wrap that. I just want to cover this edge. Makes it look a little better. I'm not going to cover the very top edge. I have done that before, and it kind of makes it a little sticky pulling the pot in and out. You might want to make one of these koozies, and I'll tell you, I've got them also that I've made out of a foil windshield reflective kind of insulating cover. You might find those at a Home Depot or a big box of some sort of store. And they work pretty good too. They're a little thinner, and I use that kind of material sometimes, and the black rim that's sewn on around those windshield covers, I try to make sure that that's at the very top, and that kind of gives it a hemmed edge at the top and makes it look really nice and be really functional. But this one I wanted the thickest stuff, and this Reflectix is quite a bit thicker than those windshield covers. A little bit of trimming here just to make it look good. Now we'll do a dry fit. Looks like it works pretty good. We need something right here though, and I cut that circle earlier. So we're ready to go with that part. And I'm going to slide the the Koozie up a little bit and make sure that that comes together. Now the line that you see there is the bubble wrap edge of the bottom layer and the side layers too, so it kind of looks like a big gap, but it's not really a gap. I've done this several different ways. I have tried wrapping a circle of duct tape around and trimming it to match around the circle and different things. This is kind of my favorite way. If your duct tape's not the same color as your Reflectix, your margin of error is less because everything really sticks out and it shows, but I've gone to using this shiny stuff and you can barely tell if the tape isn't the perfect edge or something like that. I just kind of do this in sort of a star pattern and try to overlap it at the edges. This one's going better than some. I think the bigger around the pot is, the easier it is to make it look good. But the bigger around the pot is, the more pieces of tape it takes to go around it also. And this is working out pretty good. I kind of really pleased at how I got these edges together. I don't know how I did it. I'm usually not that precise, but this is working out good. I think I have a piece right here and right there. One more strip's gonna do it, and we'll stick that on and be done with this part. It there, it looks pretty good. And put the coffee press plunger back together, and let's try sliding it in and out so you can see how it works. And here's what the inside of it looks like. And I don't put any tape in there much, because when that hot coffee pot goes in there and it's got the sap on it from the fire or whatever that tar buildup is, it gets a little bigger and it starts grabbing that tape. What we need to do now is personalize this little guy. And I have just the sticker for it right here. There we go. Next thing we're going to do is try a little coffee in this thing just to show you how it works. And I have one more sticker that I got from Martinez Tools. Please don't ask to borrow my things. That ought to send a message. I'm gonna just enjoy a cup. Appreciate you watching this with me. Had a fun time doing this. I've made several of these. This is my best work, I guess. Cheers. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you very much.